are excited about more great information to share with you this morning. We have in the studio with us Mr. Tim Haskins. Mr. Tim Haskins is over at SunWest Mortgage, and so we wanted to get with a lender this morning to share with you information about the home buying process. As many of you know, we know right now there's a shortage in inventory, and inventory is a little tough. Let me speak to you just a moment before I have Mr. Tim come on. I want to share with you just for a moment. If you're considering selling your home, remember, if you want to sell your home, now is a great time. Here's the issue. We have a shortage in supply. Supply and demand right now is what we're facing. So remember this. If you take the opportunity to sell your home, use your equity, and purchase another home, sell your home, use your equity to put down on another property, the advantages are you possibly will not have to come out of your bank account or your savings or your IRA or any other monies you have hidden, your mattress money. You'll have to move it to the next property. But however, if you're considering selling your home, now is the time to do it. We want to help. We want to get it started. We want to help you do it. 702-515-4100, 702-515-4100. Greg DeVille Realty Group. Selling your home, we're here to help. So whether buying, selling, or investing, DeVille Realty can help. So we want to talk to you this morning about the buying process and some of the advantages that are available with the lenders and down payment assistance. So the down payment assistance guru, Mr. Tim Haskins, is live in studio with us. So Tim, I want to welcome you to the Greg DeVille Show. Thank you for taking time out of your morning. So speak to the audience today and tell them some of the advantages to the No Money Down program.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning. So down payment assistance, the advantage of that is that you can get into a home with zero money down on the down payment side. We have a couple exclusive programs here in the Las Vegas Valley. One of them near and dear to me is the Chenoa program. You can get a loan to take care of the 3.5% required by FHA as a down payment, and that loan is forgivable after 3 years. After you make 36 on-time payments, it's forgivable. And Chenoa just released a new program where now they're giving 5%. So you can cover your 3.5% down and have 1.5% to go towards your closing costs, which means even less money out of your pocket to get into a home. That program is hot off the presses, just released. We're here to share that with you. So if you're interested, please contact DeVille Realty. They'll get you set up with a lender and get you taken care of.
Now, so when you mentioned that the help towards closing costs, so closing costs are typically 3%. Is that correct? It's typically 3% is closing costs.
Yes.
Okay. Down payment. You mentioned you have a 5% as well as a 3.5% down. Now, what are the benefits of using the 3% versus, let's say, the 5%? Is there FICO scores? Give us some of the advantages to going that route.
The advantages is there's two parts. You have closing costs and you have down payment. FHA requires a 3.5% minimum down payment. So if you take the 3.5% help, you still need to cover your closing costs, which are about 3%. If you take the 5% grant, then you have your 3.5% down and you have 1.5% going towards your closing costs to help you with those closing costs. That's the advantage. The minimum credit score requirement to get in this program is 620.
620 wow. So now, as we know, we can purchase a home with our own money with a 560 minimal score, but you're saying with a 620, I can get up to $15,000 towards my down payment with a 620 FICO score. Minimal. Now, the better the FICO score, what are the advantages that the scores are better? What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so the program requires a 620. That gets you through the door.
Okay.
That caps you at a 45% debt to income ratio.
Okay.
At a 640, you can go to 50% debt ratio. And at a 660, you can go up to a 57% debt ratio. So best score to have in the program is 660, but 620 works.
660. Okay. So now the other area that I wanted to discuss is, now you mentioned that it's forgivable after 3 years if I go with the Chenoa 3.5% down.
Yes.
So I can't refinance rather, in that 3 year time frame. But after which I'm able to. But what if a person has to sell their home within that 3 year time frame?
If they have to sell the home within the 3 year time frame, then the assistance needs to be paid back. So they'll pay that back out of the proceeds of the sale.
So the total amount that I have received, or does it fall off every couple years? So much comes off that number.
With Chenoa, it is the total amount.
The total amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we put you in a Home as Possible program, it is prorated over 3 years. It'll start to drop every month that you.
So every month that it drops. So let's say the first year dropped. So let's say, because right now it's $10,500 on $300,000 home. So every year, something's coming. Well, you just told me that they would have to pay the total $10,500 if they sold within that first 3 years of ownership.
Yes.
Or if they got behind on a payment. You mentioned on-time payments. Now, if I have a hiccup and I miss a payment, what does that do to my program?
Under the Chenoa program, if you have more than 30 days late, keep in mind your mortgage is due on the 15th. So if you pay it on the 16th or 17th, you're still fine. If you go past the end of the month and you have a 30-day late, that restarts that 3 year time frame. Okay.
So if you've gotten in and you've had some 2 years and now you were just about done. So it behooves us to really stay sharp and say, I got to make sure I get this 3 so I don't have to start the clock over. But again, put your payments on auto pay. You typically won't have those situations happening. Hey, Carmen Brown, good to have you with us this morning. Thomas, good to have you, Mr. Thomas. All right. Tishi, all right, wonderful. So listen, any questions you all have out there, we have the lender live in the studio at AM 1400. We want to speak to you about it. We want to talk about whatever is on your mind. If you've got a question, post it right here. We're looking live on Facebook with you. And again, we're live on the radio, and we're talking about down payment programs that are available. Now, there are a couple different programs. So we have Chenoa. Now, what's happening with the WISH program? I understand. Are they backed? Is there funding available?
That I would have to check into to find out. I believe they do have funding.
Okay.
That's a program that does run out of funding, as you just stated. The good thing about Chenoa and Home as Possible, they don't run out of funds. So that's the go-to. If we can get you into WISH, we'll check and see if there's funds available.
Okay, so can we couple those programs together? Is that doable? Can we say I qualify for this one and I can get funds? Is that possible to, overlay those programs?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Now, again, so Mr. Tim Haskins is with us live on the radio this morning. Any questions you have, we'd love to hear from you. We want to make sure that you understand, don't let your monthly payment of rent continue to pay the mortgage for the landlord. We want to start getting into owning our own piece of the American pie. Someone told me once they think they paid the landlord's mortgage and paid his mortgage off, and he's free and clear, and they told me he's about to sell the house. And I said, well, you paid the mortgage, he got the profit. And so they're actually approved to purchase a home now. And so many of you out there, you're listening, someone this information can help. Let's do this. 702-515-4100 or 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille Realty Group. We have a great team on standby. Nikki, good to have you with us on today. Any questions you all have live on Facebook, feel free to contact us. We want to make sure that we're getting this information out and we're giving you the information you need. So if it's something you have on your mind, you want to ask about, we're live on radio, live on Facebook, and we continually give you information. So don't forget, down payment programs are available. How much is the funding up to right now with the Chenoa program? What's my max loan amount that I can?
Max loan amount is capped due to Clark County loan limits. So Clark County loan limits are $358,000. So you can do a max purchase price of about $375,000. So you're going to get your down payment covered up to 3.5% on $375,000.
$375,000. Okay. So right now on that type of loan, and so what are the interest rates? I know I'm putting you on the spot. But I want to know, and my listening audience would like to know, if I bought a home at 375, what am I looking at as an interest rate?
Interest rate on Chenoa would be 3.75%.
3.75. Okay, so someone that's got a calculator out there, because I can't do it on my phone. William, good to have you with us on this morning. Do a calculation for us. Go at 375,000 times 3.75%. 300 and how much? 375,000. That's your max that you can qualify under the program. 375,000 times 3.75%. And that's just going to give me what your mortgage should be. What are we looking at? Somebody got that? You got that, Mr. Tim?
Yep.
What you got? What you got?
$1,172.
So your mortgage payment alone on 375, just your mortgage. Say that number again.
$1,172.
Somebody's paying rent way above that. We're talking 300, almost 4. Let me look at you this morning. Look, you're almost at a $400,000 home, okay, and your mortgage payment is 11. Wow. And look, you got that with free funding, free down payment. So he's going to give you up to now, the other number is, so did you know where I'm going next?
Yep.
What's that next number? So here's your down payment that they're going to give you at 375. What's that number?
$13,120.
So they're gonna give you $13,000. This is the lender, Mr. Tim Haskins from Sunwest Mortgage. This is the lender. They're gonna give you $13,000 and some change, and your mortgage is just 11 and some change. I say $1,200. $375,000. That's just your mortgage. Now remember, you do have tax insurance and mortgage insurance. Okay, so that can range up to another $500, but it puts you about $1,800. Now you're renting for about $16, $17, so you pay $100 more a month. Guess what? Not only that, they're giving you $13,000. Is this making sense already? I know the phone's ringing at the office. 702-515-4100. DeVille Realty Group, giving you great information and giving you the numbers hot from the lender who's in studio. So let's do this. For someone just tuning in, it's Greg DeVille and Tim Haskins. We're live right now on Facebook, as well as live at AM 1400. Now, Tim just gave us from the lender's numbers. He just gave us at $375,000. Your mortgage payment is looking right around under 12. Now, I'm gonna let him tell it. Tell it to the audience, because they won't believe me. They think I'm just buying time.
Your payment is $1,172.
$1,172. So that's your mortgage payment. And again, so a mortgage payment. Now, with a $375,000 loan, you're going to need a down payment of 3.5%. Mr. Tim has the number at $375,000. The down payment is
$13,125.
$13,125. So they're going to get. Are you going to give them up to that amount?
Yes.
And they have to keep the house a minimum how many years?
3 years.
3 years. So 3 years, you don't have to move all those boxes that you're going to be bringing over to the house. So you're going to get $13,000 and some change. Your mortgage is under $1,200, and wow, 702-515-4100, 702-515-4100. Those are the numbers, and you're getting it directly from the lender. So it's hot off the press. The interest rates right now. Now, the other thing I want to show you. Let's talk about this for a moment. Now, Mr. Haskins gave us the numbers at Chenoa. Okay, that means the interest rates were for the down payment program, correct?
Yes,
okay, that's down payment program. Now, if someone were to have their own money, say they didn't have necessarily the 620 score they needed, but they got some money saved, or they got a rich uncle, or they have a 401k on the job. Yeah. So what is that interest rate for the first time buyer or the person who doesn't own a home?
Great. So for FHA, you're going to be looking at about 3.25.
Okay. So now 3.25 max FHA. Mm-hmm. We said it's 375.
That's correct.
Okay. Can someone do the math for us? Hi there, Monroe and Jerome Lewis. Glad to have you with us on this morning. Listen. So if they do the numbers, 375, this is using your 401k or money saved, or Uncle Willie had some money he wanted to share with you. How much would a person need to purchase a home using their 401 or any money that they have saved at the $375,000 mark?
Would be $13,125.
Okay, so you need $13,125. So 401k needs to have at least $13,000 in your 401. There's people I've met families who've got $30,000, $50,000 in their 401. Now they could purchase a home. Now $13,000 is their down payment. What would be the monthly payment? Because we're going directly without the Chenoa monies, with the interest rate at, you mentioned 3.25%, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm purchasing a home at $375 and the interest rate at 3.25%. What would my monthly payments be, Mr. Haskins?
That would be $1,015.
This is hot off the press, directly from the lender. I'm not making this up. 702-515-4100. I'm telling you, you've got to call. $1,000, Mr. Haskins, $375,000 home. You're telling me the mortgage is $1,000 a month?
That's correct.
At these interest rates?
Yes.
And so the phones are ringing. I know they are. 702-787-7559, 702-515-4100. $1,000 a month at $375,000 home. You can pay about $1,000 a month. Now remember, that's just mortgage. Okay? Remember, there's tax, insurance, mortgage insurance, which could total another $500-$600. And then if you have an HOA, that could be another included amount. So let's just put $600 on top of that $1,000. So I purchased a home at $370. Let me look you in the you purchased a home at $375,000. Use your own $14,000 down off your 401. You merely need a 560 credit score, and your mortgage payments are $1,000, an additional $600 for HOA, tax and insurance, and mortgage insurance, $1,600 a month. 702-787-7559. I don't know what else I could do for you. You got me, Dr. Johnson? Dre Johnson, glad to have you with us. Marquette tuned in with us. Walt, hey, my brother, good to have you, man. Good to have. Look who's in the studio this morning. Your dominologist. The man is working magic with the numbers this morning. I'll tell you what, you've got to stay tuned, because you got to make sure you're getting into a home, Las Vegas, because right now, the interest rate, they're not at an all-time low. I'm not going to even tell you that, because we've seen them lower. Is that right, Mr. Haskins?
That's right.
We've seen the numbers lower. So they're not at an all-time low, but they're low. They're good. This is just the time for you to get in. 702-515-4100. Call my office. Get on the list so you can get pre-approved. Now let's talk about some things that we run into with some of our listeners, and that's credit sometimes. And next week's show, we're going to talk about credit. But let's just kind of briefly cap. So I've noticed a few families we've sent to you in the past to get pre-approved. You said there were some credit challenges, but you were able to do a couple things and do a rapid rescore. Can you explain that process a little bit if someone needs just a little help in credit?
Absolutely, yeah. So what happens is, we look at the credit. We may need to get the credit score up a little bit to make the deal work. Credit cards could be maxed out.
Okay.
So, it could be a $500 limit on the credit card and you're at $495. Okay, we need you to put $250 on that.
Okay.
Typically, you make your payment, you got to wait up to 30 days for it to update on the to get the results of paying that down. But what you can do is give me a letter with the updated balance, and I can get it updated in 3 to 5 business days on a rapid rescore.
Wow. So somebody's short just a little bit over on your credit cards. Did you hear the lender? Now listen, this is Mr. Tim Haskins. He works with SunWest Mortgage. He offered his service to come down today to give it to you directly from the lender. So we're not making these numbers up. It's real. So if your credit is just off of just a bit, he just mentioned to you, we could do a rapid rescore. He's going to give you. So in other words, Mr. Haskins, you're giving them a game plan.
Yes.
Right. You're giving them a game plan. If their credit isn't where it needs to be, here's what you need to possibly do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it could be a mistake on the credit report. They reported a collection and it's inaccurate.
Okay.
The borrower can call up the collection agency and they say, hey, this is an error. We're going to remove it. Could take 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
Just give me the letter and I can update it in 3 to 5 business days.
Just a simple letter.
That's it.
Wow. 702-787-7559, 702-515-4100. Listen, Troy Thomas, good to have you. No, that's Tony. Tony Thomas, good to see you. Want to make sure that you understand. Dre Johnson said, that's my problem. Okay, we see you, Dre, and we want you to contact the office because, look, let's set you with Mr. Haskins. He said it might be something minor. And so don't shoot yourself in the foot saying it's not you. Because, well, let me just share my story. Now, 2015, my scores were, I'm not embarrassed to say low 500s. Okay, but someone like Mr. Haskins, wasn't Mr. Haskins, but we hadn't met at the time, but someone introduced me to credit restoration, how to dispute some derogatory items. When I learned that process, we went forward. And in that, I went from a low 5 in under 60 days to a 677, just disputing some derogatory items on my credit report. So someone you're listening today and you don't know, that's all you need to do. So listen, we're excited about what we're doing. We do it. We're having fun helping families. Did you hear me right? We're having fun helping families. You're next in line. We want to help you. 702-515-4100. We've given you great information thus far. And if you need more information, feel free. Bobby Smith, thank you for tuning in today. We certainly want to make sure. Don't let credit be an issue. Stimulus is on the way. Uncle Biden said it's coming. And so, so we want you to get that stimulus. We want you to hold on to it. You need another television like you need a hole in your head. Okay? You need another purse. You need a hole in your head. No, what you need is get your own piece of the pie. What is that pie? The American dream. Homeownership. Stop wasting your money on stuff. If you got a Land Rover and a landlord, you need to call me. 702-787-7559. If you got a Mercedes-Benz that's parked in an apartment building under a carport, I need to hear from you. Kayla Joshua said, I need some property. I need to hear from you. 702-515-4100. And some crypto. Well, I can help you with the property. 702-787-7559. Or you can call my other office number at 702-515-4100. Listen, Facebook, that's all I can do is 30 minutes at a time, but I want you to share this post with someone else. Give them this information. The lenders told you today, you can have a home with a mortgage of under $1,000, as low as $375, Mr. Haskins.
That's correct.
That's correct.
$375,000.
$375,000. And you can have a mortgage about
$1,015.
$1,015. Now remember, that's not including tax, insurance, HOA, mortgage insurance. But even if we add $600, I'll go $700 on that. And guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a mortgage at $1,700. Is that about? Am I telling that right?
You're telling it right.
This is the lender, Mr. Sunwest, Tim Haskins. He's telling you directly from the press. These are the interest rates right now. So now is the time. Thank you, Debbie, for tuning in with us. If you're just tuning in, we've given great information. $375,000. You can get a mortgage rate about $1,000 a month, and tax and insurance. So about $1,700. Even if it's $1,800, I'm gonna tell you what, you paying that in rent, and you don't even get the interest or the equity from it. Okay, so let's make sure that she said Land Rover and landlord. Now that's funny. Well, no, that's real. It's a ton of people with a Land Rover and a landlord. And if you know somebody, tell them to contact Greg DeVille. If you see him at a red, excuse me, do you have a landlord? Yeah, why? You need to call DeVille because he just talked about you on the radio. It's real. People are paying rent and don't realize the benefits that are available, no money down. So if I could sell you a home with no money down, would you buy it? I'm going to leave it on that note. If I could sell you a home with no money down, would you buy it? Now, veterans, don't forget, low 560 credit score is all you need. We can help you get approved, dispute some derogatory. Don't waste your stimulus and your taxes together. Save it for something real. Save it for something you really need. That stop paying someone else's mortgage, okay? Because they're going to pay the house off. You're going to pay the home off, and they're going to sell it. Then you're going to have to move. I'm just telling you. I'm seeing it all day. I'm getting a ton of phone calls. People are telling me the landlord is selling my home. What can I do? Well, don't wait till you get the notice from the landlord. Let's be proactive. 702-515-4100. Greg DeVille, DeVille Realty Group. Listen, I got to get out of here. I'm short. I'm running over time on my Facebook post, but I want to make sure that you all share this information. Someone said they love it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tiffany Ward, you're just tuning in, but I'm about to tune out. But play it back. Hear what we're saying today. Great interest rates. It's a great time to purchase. If you're looking to sell your home, contact DeVille. We need more properties to sell. You want to downsize? Let's downsize simply using your equity, okay? So, Mr. Haskins, I want to thank you, sir, for coming in today, sharing with us on great information.
Great. Thank you for having me.
All right. Stay tuned. All right, Las Vegas, I'm out. I'll talk with you real soon. Have a great day. All right. Take care.